Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Hey, this is Spiffy Vengeance, and I'm reporting for the Heikadelic Show. In behind me, you can see the war of the worlds going on as we speak. It's amazing. It's a light show. It's over the Pickering Darlington nuke plant, but we're not sure what's going on. We think it's aliens, because if you watch, we've been watching this for almost an hour now, and the light show is incredible. What we thought was just a storm appears to be possibly alien invading the Durham region. This is Stiffy Vengeance, and I am going to try and stay awake and watch the show behind me, and hopefully I won't get probed. See you on the Heikadelic Show Monday night.
Howdy, boys.
Whoa.
How's everybody?
Great. How are you?
Perfect. And you fans out there, welcome once again to another edition of the Heikadelic Show. Yeah.
Let's kick it off.
All right, let's do it. Come on. You can do it, George.
I can do it.
Kick her off. Here, George.
Okie dokie, all together now.
Woo. 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. Whoa.
That's all you know, George.
There you go.
Melanie.
Ah.
So, what's everybody drinking today?
Well, I got German beer, but I've never seen what you got in the liquor store before.
You probably won't.
Is that the spiked iced tea? Derek?
That's the good stuff.
Derek's lagging.
Yeah.
Try paying your internet
This is the
bill.
lemon iced tea.
Danish.
George has got a Dutch beer happening there today.
It's Danish, isn't it?
Danish, Dutch. That starts with a D.
Danske beer, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Viking beer. It's got a Viking on the front, so I'm assuming
Yes.
it's Danish.
Fox.
Facts.
Oh, you have to look at the can and see where it's made. I thought it was from Denmark.
It is from Denmark.
Is it? There you go.
You said Dutch. That's from Holland.
Stooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dutch.
Danish. You said Dutch. Dutch beer.
Yes, I
Dutch
did.
beer would be from Holland. Danish
would
beer
be.
is from Denmark. It's a quick geography lesson there. I'm from Europe, you know.
Hello.
Well, yeah.
Cheers.
Too.
Skål, as they say in Denmark, I think.
Yeah. All right. I will say
Definitely say it in
Polish.
Sweden. I know that. There's even a beer called that in Sweden. But enough of this.
Yummy.
How is everybody?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Just had a birthday party. We all got together on Saturday. Whole group of us. There was almost 30 people.
Nice.
And it's funny. I'm opening my gifts, and a real theme started to happen. 40 Creek. 40 Creek. 40 Creek. But I didn't get duplicate bottles. I got all different bottles from 40 Creek. I got some really nice stuff. Yeah. Really nice.
Stuff's there, mate.
What?
Yep. I'm ready to go now.
There you are.
That's Phil's favorite.
Yeah.
Beer.
Well, he'll have to come and help me because I got 9 bottles, I think.
No way.
For my birthday. So
wow, I'll keep it going.
and a 40 Creek keg. It's a wooden keg that you can actually distill your own whiskey in.
Nice.
That's some
Yeah.
It'll keep you busy.
And then I got a really cool gift, but I just didn't know where to put it. You see that? It's hard to make out, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it a little alien? No.
I can see that on the wall. What is it?
There.
The Heikadelic show?
Look at that.
Ah.
What is it like?
Isn't that awesome?
Who did that?
Wow.
My buddy made that for me.
Nice.
And it has a remote. You can change all the colors.
Oh,
You can make it what right? You can make
I
it
thought it
whatever
was maybe
color you
like-
want.
I thought it was maybe like one of those Hollywood like award kind of.
It looks
thing.
like an award, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind
Can
of
you
is.
make- how much? Like if you can make some at very low cost, we could
Yeah.
We could do giveaways.
Yeah,
Or you'd have to work for it, right?
Mhm.
Do something
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Like dance.
even the microphone there with the headphones.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
So that was from my buddy.
See, I'm wearing my
And,
witch hoodie tonight because I was all prepped to do some tarot reading, and I would have just
Yeah, going to do some of the good stuff, but
There.
you have to have your head into it, and it's all going to be good, right?
I like
Yeah.
psychic, don't I?
Yeah.
I look like something anyway.
So what everybody else do on the weekend? Anything exciting?
No.
That's good.
Wow, George, you always say no.
Well, I mean, I won't go into details, but I should have been in this past Saturday. I should have been in Whitby doing a fundraiser. The previous Saturday I should have been in Pickering, and this Saturday should be at the Grand Lux. But unfortunately,
So is that what happened?
Did-
I done my ankle in. I can't stand a lot on my ankle and things like that. So,
Oh crap!
yeah.
Well,
So that's
I
3
mean,
weekends that I've had to let slip through my fingers.
if you want to,
Oh, you should have told us. We could have put you in a rolly chair, and we could have bombed you around to wherever you need to be.
No, that would be all right. I just needed some roadies to, set the
Well,
gear up.
see, could have talked to the boys from the Heikadelic show,
Yeah, but
right?
it's
They
your
could have come
birthday.
and
I'm
helped
not going to
out.
bring you out on your birthday. Yeah, on Saturday, right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah, I needed a bit of a road crew to get me to the gigs on time.
get him to the Greek. Get him to the
It's
Greek.
just falling apart, mate. That's all it is.
damn.
Hopefully in a couple of weeks we should be back to somewhere.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that'd be good. So what you do? You just rolled over on it? It's sore or what?
No, I did it. But it'll be 4 weeks this Wednesday. Yeah, I was just walking upstairs, got a pain at the back of my leg for some reason. I didn't stretch
Yeah.
it or wasn't carrying anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just like shut down my back of my leg, and I just kind of keeled over on the step,
Ow.
and I just like
That's-
gone over on my ankle.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I couldn't feel my foot for about a week. Yeah,
Did you see if anything was pinched or anything like
well,
that?
I'm
or
going for like an X-ray, and I'm going for an ultrasound. But I can get the X-ray done actually tomorrow, but the ultrasound's not till 24th of November, something like that.
That's ridiculous. You hurt yourself and you get an X-ray or ultrasound 2 months later. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, well, I guess it's all
That's-
backed
that's-
up, isn't it, from COVID? Everything's backed up, I guess.
Uh,
isn't it?
Don't get me going on
No,
that.
I won't.
nonsense.
So anyway,
I'm gonna lose it.
the champ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy. But like when you
Sure.
call people vinyl junkies, and
Vinyl junkies, yes.
I am a self-confessed vinyl junkie, and
Mm-hmm.
like I don't have that much left. But back in the day, I had masses of vinyl, masses
Yes.
of vinyl, and we're doing the backside of obviously with what I got left. I go through them, and
Yep.
I've got some duplicates. Like some albums are duplicate. I've got them twice. Like I don't,
Right.
don't even remember getting them, but I have them. And I was finding like duplicate albums of Steve Miller. I had
Oh wow.
2 copies of Breakfast in America by Supertramp.
Yeah.
And then I thought, how on earth did this happen? The most curious one of the lot, right? I'll put them out here just to try.
Like, I love Steve Miller, and like I said, I know where my Steve Miller album is, and
Yeah,
I would know that I had one. I wouldn't buy a second one. How'd you do that?
I don't know. I must have replaced it at some point, or someone gave me one. But this is the best one yet. Look at this. Look. When I was going through looking for backsides, I thought, "Oh, is it?"
Right.
And I've got Phil Collins.
Yeah.
No jacket required.
Right.
Right. And I've got Phil Collins. No jacket required.
Wow.
There's me and Phil.
Uh-huh.
And I've got Phil Collins.
Oh, no.
Look.
How'd you do that, buddy?
I don't know. Look.
3 the same. Holy crap.
Now that is proper vinyl junkie, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, I think you must have liked it so much you bought extra copies in case the first one wore out, right?
I must have had a road copy, a home copy, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy.
But
Cheers.
Look at that. I'm in the Phil Collins band. Look.
Yeah, holy crap. Look at that.
Yeah, Phil Collins band.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if anyone needs a copy of No Jacket Required, I've got a couple of spares. Can have them.
Okay.
Courtesy of the Heikadelic show.
Yeah, there we go.
Hi, Kathy.
Well, I don't know what happened to Derek. He just went beep, gone.
This is Wi-Fi up there in there.
I think he only pays half of his internet bill now, so he only gets,
Yeah, well, he will go and live in the Arctic Circle or somewhere up north there,
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, he is in the world out there, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's the middle of nowhere, so it's possible. And he did call his internet service provider, and they said, yes, they're having problems and they're trying to fix it.
Right.
That's
But
why
that's been weeks. It's been weeks,
that's why
man.
I got away from Bell, which is one of the most shitty, corrupt companies I've ever had to deal with, and
Yeah.
you can suck it. There was never like I felt like I felt like they're gonna feel when the Russians back out of friggin' it was just liberating to get away from those guys.
Really?
And like I can't stand Bell. I mean,
it's funny. I guess it just depends where you are and who you deal with.
No. Like I mean, the service is okay, but the billing agents, and it's a 1 hour phone call every time you call. Anyway, I don't want to go there. I just a whole stressful part of my life is gone because I ditched them and I have Starlink and I love it.
And see, I'm waiting. I just got my email a couple of weeks ago and they said they're not going to be here till late 2023.
Yeah, it's
late 2023.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
But the guy right next door to me, I could see his house through the window. He has it. So what the fuck?
Derek, go put some foil outside or whatever, flick your rabbit ears and come back here.
Yeah.
Hit the pewter a few times on the side, see if you get your picture back.
Yeah. Just, move yourself around.
Yeah.
Maybe
actually, talking of the neighbor, like next door, my next door neighbor here. I don't have Bell anymore, right? Which I had them for a good few years. And,
right.
And the box or whatever it is actually in front of our house, kind of thing. I don't know what's in there. The green box, whatever they work.
Right.
So I was with Bell, and he was with Rogers, and he would have a problem with his internet or whatever, and a Rogers van would come and mess around in that green box. All right.
Yep.
And then he'd get his internet back on, and then I'd lose my internet. So I had to phone up. I'd get Bell out, and they would come, and there's a Bell van parked there. He'd work on it. I'd get him internet back. Next thing, there's a knock on the door. Gary's going, "Have you got your internet on?" He went, "Yeah." So ours has gone off again. It was like Bell would come. He'd lose.
Yeah, so they only had one plug in the box, and they had both of your guys' wires.
Yeah, so let's put George on for a while. Let's put Gary on for a while.
Yeah,
and then I can't remember how we resolved it in the end. I'm going back about 4 years now, right? And they came out and they strung something from our house across to the tree in front and down
Yep.
into the whatever.
Yeah.
And it was this thing that, that above the driveway and the cars and everything.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, unfortunately, it's a bit late in the year now. We can't bury this. So we'll see you like in March. And this was like end of November or something. So we had this cable, very, very sophisticated internet. This cable just coming from like the house. Crazy. So in the end, we got rid of Bell, but But it was like ping pong. It was Gary was on, George was off.
Wow.
Whoever's van was parked out front, oh, that's it. The other one's gone.
Yep. Hi, Susan.
Hey.
Hi, Susan. You couldn't find us earlier. Well, we're never early. We're always late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes if it's not pinned to the top, which my bad, I guess I have to do that earlier. I just got some lint off me. It's hard to find. So, and hey, Kathy. So, Kathy and Derek are having their own little chat here, I see. Okay. So, without further ado, it is, let me see what we have. Oh, here it is.
Hey folks, it's time for George's backside, my favorite part of the show. So sit back and have a look at his backside, and you can catch George out in the clubs DJing, that's right, flipping those discs and whatever else he does. But hey, right now, I just want you to focus on his backside and come up with some answers.
Always taking the risks with the discs is our George.
Wow. Here we go.
Here we go. Boom.
Ooh. Looks like some movie clips.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well.
Try to get the shine off there.
George, actually, Derek's probably looking that up on his phone right now.
Probably.
That's why he'll come back on because his
That's the one I go. I know that one.
I'm not saying he's a cheater, but
Oh,
Nope.
as if, come on, like you
good.
never cheat.
There's no cheating.
No cheating.
That's why I'm surprised our fans don't guess more, because they could do that. They could Google it, look it up, and then they could send us the message, say, hey, that's so-and-so. And we'd never know.
We wouldn't.
But they haven't figured that out yet, I guess.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Who said that?
I did.
Oh, first buzz of the night goes for Bon Jovi.
Oh. Kathy is.
Wow.
Derek says Elton John.
Is it Elton John?
That is so funny. I just had a deja vu.
Wave.
I would say it's new wave, yeah. I think that would be about right. Maybe just slightly started a bit before new wave.
US,
Do you think that's
It's
US. Just like it's like the good old days, eh? Derek used to always be the fan out there texting us.
It's like going back
guesses.
in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy Derek, he's good.
Now it's a
Holy shit, Derek gets everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Flock of Seagulls.
Oh, Flock of Seagulls. I've been playing Wishing by them. I forgot. It's such a great track, that, but unfortunately.
Wow.
A wee bit of your vinyl was hanging out the bottom.
But Flock of Seagulls were originally from Liverpool in England, if I remember correctly. So, but these are US.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at the bottom of your cover, your album sneaking.
That's okay. It's a well-worn sleeve.
It's got a dangle.
It's me things dropping through my bottom.
Wee bit of a dangle.
It's a band. It is a band.
Your backside's coming out the bottom.
Backside's falling apart. It's coming undone.
Just don't have an accident.
It's dropping out. My backside's dropping out. It's not holding the 12-incher in. Finally.
12 inches.
I don't know, buddy. That one's just totally got me.
That's the name of the game, Heiko.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
Come on, fans. You could do it.
Blood
You're
Rock.
looking at this.
Blood Rock Sausage. Did I hear? From the cheap seats at the back there? Did I hear?
Wow.
Blood Rock
Yeah, that guy's back. He always yells out when it's quiet. Blood Rock Sausage.
That's right. There's some guy up in the upper circle there at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Eurythmics.
No, Eurythmics are
Ooh.
not from the US.
Are they still touring?
I think they finished up earlier this year, but up to like the summertime, I think they were touring. I think they might have done a farewell tour.
Oh, really?
I know, but I can't remember the name of. Oh, New Shoes. Oh, Point of No Return. And what's the other one they did?
Hey,
No Return.
Huey Lewis in the News.
Huey Lewis and the News.
No,
Jeez.
New
Buzzer
Shoes. That's
Central here.
a good shout. That I like that one.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's pretty plain to see who this is.
Oh, is that a female in the band?
There's two females in the band.
Oh, two of them. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, there's a clue.
New Shoes. I Can't Wait. That's the other one. I Can't Wait and Point of No Return. Brilliant tracks. New Shoes.
Who are the
Come on, which American band has two females in it?
Duran Duran.
Duran Duran are not from the US.
And
Come on, Derek.
They have females in the band for sure.
Keisha Mantique says Nights, Backside George. Yeah, it's kind of
Kathy's saying B-52s.
B-52s. Kathy goes for B-52s.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
And you know what's
Kathy does it
funny?
again. Oh, Derek said ABBA.
Yeah.
Derek.
No.
Sorry I have to do this,
not.
mate.
Derek's struggling.
That's the wrong number.
You know, it's really weird. I thought of the B-52s, but I didn't think they were Americans, so I didn't
Plain
say
to
it.
see. That's what I mean. Plain to see. I was going to get further down the road, like you're bombing out or something. I don't know.
Good one, Kathy.
Excellent, Kathy. I think she's probably got more right than anybody.
We should keep a log of that.
Fleetwood Mac. Can I do it again? Here, Derek. Fleetwood Mac.
Just for Derek.
They're not from the
Just for
US,
fun.
Fleetwood Mac. Well, I guess you could say they were, because two of them were, weren't they?
Hey, we have another new little trailer here. Hang on a second.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we do. I could be wrong, though.
Excuse me.
Derek. Oh, here it is.
It is time for some mystical pleasures. Ringo's readings. Stay tuned, and maybe he'll read you.
Yeah.
Cute.
Wow.
So, yeah, probably needs a little more volume, though. I had to boost that.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be that kind of low for that effect anyway, right?
Well, it was kind of whispering.
It is time.
Oh, sorry.
Hang
What
on.
was it that attracted you, Ringo, to like tarot card? What was the thing? Where did you first like see all that? Or can you not remember?
I don't know. I started dabbling with them a long time ago, several years ago. I can't really remember when exactly. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Good job, Kathy. And Derek's still guessing after that. Bon Jovi.
Oh, we've had that one
Wow.
already. Yeah, we've had that
It's
one.
like, does he have like his auto response set to just name out a whole bunch of bands after the right band is?
Yeah.
I said Bon Jovi, didn't I?
Yeah, we had Bon Jovi. Right, that was the first guess, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek.
The way Kathy's doing, she might wind up on the show sometime too. Holy crap!
I think she has to. She's obligated. If you get,
Kathy can come on the show right now if she wants to.
yeah, come on, Kath, come on, join in the fun.
Super fan. There you go.
Yeah, I think it does say super fan though, right? There's
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we got a couple of those.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm gonna put a plug out. It's from Tony from the Rock Pile.
Yeah.
He's got a great thing coming up in December.
Mm-hmm.
It's on December 23rd. It's called A Very Metal Christmas. And they've got a crazy band there called the Cowboys from Hell, which are a Pantera tribute.
Yes.
And they have openers Desolate Rage, Jin Arcana, and Gubble. And there's also going to be a 50-50 draw. And the main thing you said to mention is there's going to be a clothing drive. So you guys want to have a great time just before Christmas, go to the Rock Pile December 23rd.
The Rock
and have a very metal Christmas.
I'm looking at that. There's also a raffle for Leaf tickets for April the 2nd.
Oh, all right.
And they're also raffling off a mini keg. So
nice.
Yeah, so it's
very good. Very good.
Check out the Rock Pile on or whatever, and
yeah, look it up, and I think we should post that that ad on our on our show, on our Facebook and whatever, so people can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll mention it again near the end of the show, but that's a definite go-to.
Hopefully the weather will cooperate that close. That's the thing about, you take a gig on in December.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah. You just don't know, like, if you're going to get a snowstorm, right? It's just...
It starts snowing 2 days before and doesn't stop.
Yeah, I've done a few gigs like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah,
well, we'll leave today so we can get there for tomorrow.
It's like that. I mean, like, I have to leave at like 11 in the morning to get there for 7 at night, and I'm only at Carlton and whatever, in a hotel in Toronto.
Yeah,
it's like unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah,
that was one of them. That was a Christmas party. It was around that time, like December the 10th. That is the busiest weekend, actually. Well, it used to be. I mean, things have like slowed down a little bit now.
Right.
But that weekend, that second weekend in December, was when all the corporate the bulk of them used to happen.
Oh, okay.
Around that 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever the Saturday would be.
Yeah.
I always found that was the busiest one. And that weekend, we got walloped one year. Absolutely walloped. It started on the Friday and kept going into Saturday. And I showed up, and it was for Maple Foods. And it was down there on Carlton, near Maple Leaf Gardens. And I remember the guy was so relieved that I'd shown up, you know what I mean? And I go, well, why wouldn't I? I go, George, I'd never worked for them before. It was kind of a rep, I was referred to them from somebody else. And from that day, for years, he became my mate. It was like unbelievable. He used to do all the gigs for the company. And he even had a weekend up in Aurelia. I'm going back a long time now, like into the early noughties and even maybe late 90s. And it was like one of those company weekends where they take everybody to a resort. It was up, I can't remember the resort, but it was up at Aurelia, right on the lake, and it's all chalets. And he said, George, we want like a disco night on the Friday. That's the big night. Do you think you can do it? And I went, I'll have a look if I've got one or two disco records. I'll see what I can do for you. It's brilliant. So I went up there, stayed the night before, and it was just fantastic. And the other funny thing that happened was one of the Christmas parties that we did, like later down the road, it was the curling club, Toronto Curling Club, and he was that kind of guy. You get raffle tickets for all the staff for the prizes. Right. It was just unbelievable. It was like a good old-fashioned Christmas party, tons of stuff, no expense spared, all that kind of stuff. And he gave me raffle tickets like 10 raffle. I go, no, George, yeah, have them. Right?
Yeah.
And again, my son, who was roadie, he was still like about 16, 17 at the time, gave him a bunch
Right.
of these raffle tickets for all these prizes.
Yep.
So we kind of sat there at dinner, and then he goes, okay, we're going to do the raffle tonight. And there's like food mixers and TVs and you name it,
Yeah.
Like I'm looking, he goes, oh, next prize. And I think it was a whole bunch of food mixers and all this, this good stuff.
Right.
And he went, whatever the number was. And I'm like, nudged my son. I go, look, it's me. I'm like, it's me. Right. And he goes, oh, what are you going to shh. Like, and he's like, 153. Must be. I said, I've only given these tickets out tonight. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. And so we left it. Going, okay, going to draw again. And he drew again. And he went like, whatever it was, 159. And my son nudges him and goes, Dad, look, it's me. And we just sat there, the parents. We can't go up. I mean, these people work for the company. You don't want the guy who's playing the records and, CDs at that coming up and taking the prizes. And we just sat there, right, and left it.
Right.
We drew it and it went. And at the end of the night, I said, oh, by the way, Chris, I said, those 2 prizes, that didn't come up. I said, he was one of them and I was the other. And he went, why didn't he come up? I'm going, how can you possibly go up to a company and win the prizes? You know what I mean? As the DJ.
Yeah.
So, he said, oh, I'm going to send you something. And like FedEx on the Monday, I've got like this sports bag and massive bars of chocolates and all kinds of stuff arrived.
Right.
But he was great to work for. Those are the good old days of Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Remember, we used to do that kind of stuff too. We'd have like a golf tournament once a year, but it wasn't just for our company; it was for our industry, right? The printing industry. So we had everybody from us that were manufacturers to people that actually did the printing, like everything, paper suppliers, ink suppliers.
Yeah.
And this golf tournament was huge. And again, like you said, no how do you say it? No expense held back. It was just full out.
Everything off the top shelf, the full Monty, everything. It's all like,
They like going to the golf course in Kleinberg, so it was an uppity one.
Yeah.
And then the food and the prizes was nuts. Like everybody walked out of there with a prize.
Yeah.
And it wasn't little crap. It was like I came home with a $1,500 off-road bicycle.
Wow.
People got TVs and all kinds of shit. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
But
those are the days.
Yeah, I don't think they do that kind of stuff anymore.
I don't think so. No. Well, I don't get those bookings anymore. Put it that
way. Damn.
It would be very nice too.
Well, again, that was a while ago, right? Things have changed pretty drastically out there.
Yeah.
And,
well, I remember talking about the good old days as well. With those kind of Christmas parties was Columbia House. I used to do the Columbia House. I did it for 2-3 years on the spin, and that was it was massive. It was like 600 people, maybe more. And
wow, that's a big party.
It is, and I had to bring extra gear in and everything and play them. And I remember the first one we did was one of them. We did it about 3 years, and they had all the proper prizes. Then they had spot prizes to give away for me to give away.
Yep.
And I mean, there's so many. There was like 3 or 4 sackfuls of these boxes, and they're all wrapped in Christmas paper. And I thought the boxes of chocolates, right? So I gave a couple away and blah blah blah. And I thought, I'm not letting you into any trade secrets here. But what DJs usually do is leave prizes on the end of the table. You always get one that doesn't get given away, right? If you know what I mean. It just gets left there and forgotten about. Yeah. And there was still like these. You just could not come up with enough to get rid of all this stuff, right? And there's still a box that I left to one side, a box of chocolates, you know what I mean? And I'm driving back in the van, and James, again, it was like that when he's roadieing with me, and he goes, "Dad, have you got that box of chocolates?" I'm hungry. I went, "Yeah, just grab this." And it was a box CD set of what was it? I think It was like the Jackson 5. It was a 5 CD set.
Really?
And that's what they were. They were all like box sets that were in these sacks that they were giving away. I thought, just slipped a few more into my cable bag there,
Yeah. Woohoo.
Those are the days.
Yeah.
Wow, if I'd known that.
Yeah. There you go, right?
Yeah, but those were the days, my friends. Yeah.
So will the Leafs make it to April? Laugh out loud. Go Habs. I'm with you, Derek. I should look at my Habs hat. I've got a.
Oh.
Well, it says raffle tickets. Raffle Leaf tickets, April 2nd.
Yeah,
No.
so
It's definitely April 2nd, not April 1st.
Will the Leafs make it to April?
well, that's not playoffs yet, is it?
No, it's a bit early, that, isn't it?
That's still in the season, so yeah, they'll make it.
I don't think Derek's a hockey guy. Resort, really?
You know what? I used to be a big hockey guy. I used to watch the Leafs play like almost every game. You'd either watch it at my place or at the neighbors. Like everybody hung out, watched hockey. It was a get together night, right?
Yeah.
2-3 nights a week. But when they went on strike, that was a big blow. I really, really got upset that sports people that make that much fucking money go on strike.
Yep.
And it really showed me that they weren't in it for the sport. They were in it for the money.
Yeah.
And the money's already obscene. And then I kind of like, I kind of got back into it when they came back to play again. But when they strike the second time, I have not watched the Leafs play since.
Mm-hmm.
NHL was done for me. Yeah.
It's like that in baseball too. There was a baseball strike. I don't know. Was it in the 90s?
It's like, come on, like really?
And
all those sports, baseball, football, hockey, soccer, like they don't make enough. They got to go on strike.
Yeah. But I mean, I remember like the baseball one from whatever they used to get at the Blue Jays. Like after that, the crowds went right down. Yeah. We just stopped going. Yeah.
Like I'm done with the NHL. If that's what it's about, I'm not interested anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky though, because both of my girls, they were both in hockey when that happened. So I just went there.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed myself at the rink and watched hockey live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's like money in sport is unbelievable these days, right? More so than ever. Yeah. And like even like what I mean, I used to follow Formula One a lot more closely than now. I just can't be bothered.
Right.
And then when it got moved from like to different parts of the world and all these tracks, I thought it's not the same, but it's all about the money, right? All about the money coming in.
Well, and it's not even. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jay.
And like, I mean, to me, coming from Europe, I mean, you'll probably relate to this a little bit with football, soccer.
Yes.
A World Cup. We're now first week in 2 weeks' time. The World Cup will kick off.
Yes.
In Qatar, and I'm going like, Qatar isn't even a footballing country,
right?
I mean? And like, it's just about the money. It's just and I think this year, this tournament, I think there's going to be a lot of opposition to it. Not that there already isn't. But I thought it's just weird, it's just all about the money. You don't care, it's like we'll just sell it all off, all these traditions.
Yeah,
and,
you're right. You're right about that.
And it's just, to me, it's like, I've always, as a kid, I used to be excited about the World Cup, and followed it through but this to me is like blatant.
Yeah, it's
blatant.
It's shit. It's changed because, face it, the actual players in the sports are not worth that kind of money that they're making. They're athletes. They're great at what they do. Some are the world's best, but they're still playing a sport. The money started coming in from sponsors because every fool wants to have their commercial on that game, right?
Yeah.
They want it on at that game. They want it on every half hour, and then they can only play so many ads, right? So people started overbidding everybody, and the money just went through the roof what they were paying for a 10-second ad,
Yeah.
right? And then everything just ballooned from there, right?
Yeah.
So Derek, what's up with Fern Resort in Aurelia? What do you need to say about that? Have you been there?
What is that?
I don't know. You just said Fern Resort in Aurelia.
Okay,
Must be a resort in Aurelia.
must be.
It's not the one I played at, I don't think. Can't remember the name
Derek.
of it.
I don't know.
Well, I mentioned that that's where I played on the Friday. I did a disco night on the Friday night for Maple Leaf Foods. I remember like staying in this chalet on the edge. I mean, a lot of people had campfires going outside, and I actually had to be up early because I had to drive back from Aurelia on the Friday night, early Saturday morning. Drive back to Toronto for a lunchtime cruise. On Queen's Quay, and then I went somewhere else that day to do, I think, an evening. I think it was was it a wedding or something? I did it was crazy. That's how busy it used to be for me, you know.
Yeah,
I actually did 4 weddings,
around, right?
You know, like that movie 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I actually did 4 weddings in one weekend once. It was like crazy, unbelievable.
Holy shit! Really? How do you do that?
I did one on the Friday night at the what's it called, Sunnybrook. Did a wedding there. I did an afternoon wedding, which was from like 12 till 6 or 12 till 5 on a boat.
Yeah.
And then I was up in Yorkdale on Yorkville. Was it Yorkdale, the big hotel there at where the big mall is? And that was in the evening.
Okay.
That was 3 by Saturday night. In 2 days, I'd done 3, and then on the Sunday, I was back doing another wedding on Sunday afternoon.
Wow!
I was on a boat, and then I did a regular cruise from 8 till 12, whatever it was. Yeah, that's quite a weekend. That was. It was quite the schedule I used to have. Yeah,
spinning the disc that weekend. Holy shit!
Unbelievable, man.
Melanie and Joe, are you still on?
What's that?
Melanie and Joe.
Joe.
Oh, we bored them to death, I think.
The Boons.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa.
Susan, are you still on?
Are you going to read somebody's cards?
Where do we know Susan from?
Susan. Well, she's a fan, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of fans, I was talking with Danny from Country Stop Burger the other day.
Okay.
It was on my birthday. For lunch, I had a craving. I thought, I'm going down to get a burger. So, yeah, it was really good. And it's funny, you talk to those people, and the way things have changed out there, the prices of food and the prices of everything, how it affects a small business is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's like, people don't think of it, right? You got like napkins or serviettes or the little packs of ketchup and all that stuff that a lot of these places carry and have, for us, for the consumer. But then people go in and they take, a half an inch wad of freaking napkins, or they take, 2 or 3 handfuls of ketchup packs, which they all wind up throwing out later, or they want shit for in their car.
Yeah.
But you're taking it from somebody, you know what I mean? And it's costing them money.
Paying for that.
And all that stuff has got so expensive.
Okay, so but if you
it's crazy.
Look at, some of the food trucks and stuff that are out there now, they'll actually give you 1 pack of salt, 1 pack of pepper, like ketchup. They'll hand you maybe 2 ketchups. Like they moderate everything, and it's. I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And some post COVID won't like where you buy French fries and you want to squirt the squirt bottle of vinegar and everything. They don't. Some of them don't do it anymore. They give you the little vinegar packet. They give you like 1. So you have to ask if you want more than 1. And you're right. It's people get a little selfish with it, right? So
Yeah, it's
I always
unfortunate.
grab extra napkins. I'm guilty as charged on that one, but you know, some of those burgers are pretty messy too. So
Well, if you go to Danny's, yeah, you got to have some extra
oh
napkins,
God, yeah. I
right?
mean, look at the size of his burgers, right?
Yeah.
Pretty massive.
You could have juice running down your shirt.
Well, for sure. I mean, look at this.
Oh,
Hell,
I know. I know.
he should be giving out. What he should do is give out, you know, those golf towels. Get a
Yeah.
bunch of those, and you know, just have a bin. People can throw them in, and you can wash them and give them out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Danny's place.
Yeah. Doesn't that look awesome?
Yeah. And there's
That's-
Ico's busted box.
Oh, look at that.
It's like
Yeah.
watching.
I don't even have a dent. The bumper must hit it. I didn't even hear it.
No.
Wait.
That's what happens when Ringo comes to your house, folks.
Yeah.
He leaves his mark.
Your mailbox isn't safe.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I was looking at the reflection, and there's Heiko right up there.
That guy was the winner, by the way, too.
Yeah.
The guy on the left. Yep.
Yeah. Look at these burgers.
I know. They're massive.
Insane. I'm not going to
Massive.
lie. I should have been there. I know I said I
Yes,
was
you
going.
should have.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been honestly able to eat one of those. Crazy.
It was a tough go. Hey, look, there's Keisha in the background
There is Keisha right there.
with her thumb up.
She's got her thumb up. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. But as he was telling me too, which kind of blew me away, I wasn't ready for it. Like he's just going on about the cost of this, cost of that, and he says, I can't keep jacking my prices up and put it out to the customer, right?
Yeah.
You gotta whatever. So he said, just take a guess. A case of lettuce. So you get a bunch of heads of lettuce in a big case.
Yeah.
Was $30.
Yeah.
Guess what it is now?
I don't know. 50?
140.
Get out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's insane.
And you can't get it. He actually had to drive down to the grocery store and buy lettuce the other day. You know, there's no reason for us to be short on food. My wife even said it today. She went to the grocery store. She goes, have you seen what's going on out there? And I go, yeah. And there's absolutely no excuse for it. Why are shelves empty?
Yeah.
You know, people got sick, people got COVID. It doesn't affect the trees or the plants or anything. You know what I mean? Why is there a shortage of food?
Yeah.
Why is it so expensive?
Gouge, right?
Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying a few weeks ago, I was in the big Walmart store, and well, this is a month and a half ago, I guess. But anyway, I was in there, and I noticed people in the grocery section looking at, they pick up a can, like a beer can, not a beer can, but they'd be looking at it, right? Like just staring down at it, like, you know, and it was happening all over the place. And but they're not reading the ingredients.
They're looking at the price.
Whether they can afford it, right?
Yeah. Well, today I went to the store. I was there anyways. I didn't drive all the way down there, but my wife said, hey, can you grab a head of lettuce? So we're just going to make some tacos, right? So I went down there to get a head of lettuce. It was $4.49 for a little head of lettuce.
All that
Why? Why? Like, right?
Yep.
Nuts.
So, and you know, people are saying this winter is going to be very, very hard on a lot of people, and it's not just food. It's like heating your homes this winter. Holy shit, right?
Well, see, this is a thing I got going with the propane company because I'm in a rural area, and last year I spent over $4,000, almost $5,000 on propane, and so they assure me this year that the price price point's going to be way down. It was almost $1 last year, and
Okay.
so apparently it's going to be lower. It's going to be about 70 cents or whatever. And I'm like, so when I asked them, I think honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore, because when I asked them why the price was so high, because they had my equal billing, but then they asked for $1,500 to kind of to get it back on track, and I was like, you know,
What?
so the answer was, oh well, because of the war. And I'm like, the war? What the fuck? We have our
What's
own.
that got to do with anything?
Propane is a natural resource here. Yeah, but we ship it out of country, right, to support the war.
So?
Do you guys ship it? No. Well, what are you using that for as an excuse, right? Anyways, I think it's just all a load of shit, and it's companies. I know what, I've worked for some pretty big corporations, and when you're at that level, it's about shareholder value. So they have to do something every year to increase their margins, right? And and Heiko, you've worked for big companies, but it gets to the point where they either price themselves off the street out of a job, or like eventually, where does it end, right? And you're not providing any more value for services. You're just raising the price. So economically, we're kind of fucked. I was talking to someone who just had a plumber in, great guy. He's got a young family. Pays $2,500 a month for rent for a 2-bedroom up in York and North York. That's probably when you get up to 3 or 4 bedrooms, you're over $3,000 or more. So if you're, the rule of thumb I always heard was if your rent consumes 25 to 30% of your gross income, you're in good shape. You have money for surplus stuff. You have money to save. But when your rent's more than half of what you make,
that's a problem.
I would imagine a guy like that is down, take home maybe, $4,000 to $5,000, if that. And if you're self-employed, maybe not, right? So, But it's
and the thing is, like with resources, like you say, natural gas, we have our own here in Canada, and we have an abundance of it.
Right.
So I understand things are going on out there. There's a crisis. There's this. There's that. Blah blah blah. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. But why doesn't the country look after its own people? Stop raping your own people. Make it affordable so people can live comfortably in your country, right? And if you're going to export it to somewhere else, there's where you can make your surplus money, right? You want to buy it from over here and ship it overseas or whatever, make your money there. But stop raping your own people. And that's what's disgusting. And it's being done with everything.
It is, absolutely. It's a problem that's not going to easily get fixed. No. And this is where the concept of a civil war happening becomes painfully real as that picture continues, because it's going to be a different type of, people who otherwise be working at a decent job, just can't afford basics. And I was watching on, I think it was CP24 or whatever, they had a feed from regarding food stamps, right? And like you or I, or we could be grabbing food stamps just to kind of make ends meet, right? Like, it's not homeless people that are asking for it. It's people that have sometimes double income, but they can't keep up with all their bills, right?
Right.
So there's a surplus. So they're asking people, hey, donate to help the food banks and all of that, which is fine, but it's a big problem that needs to get fixed. Because I think it's there's a moral obligation that our government should have, and that fucktard at the top of it right now has no idea what morals mean. with some of the stupidity that continues to go on, and the focus that um, are, that is not in the right place. I was disgusted when I opened my feed this morning with Trudeau on it, and he's boasting how Moderna's new plant is going to be installed in Quebec. Oh yeah, there's no fucking conflict of interest there. Like, why Quebec? Why not?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, there's still that big debate whether those even work. I'm not getting into any of that, but Moderna turned out to be like competing with Pfizer, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Yes.
I was disgusted that even with that, there's no it comes off as not competitive. In fact, our prime minister helping out, kind of, I don't know, just politically sort of behind that and boasting it and doing the dance of joy because we have that going into Quebec of all places, right? So I just think there's a little favoritism or something going on in the back end, but anyway, we'll leave that because it is political.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, what gets me is the shortages is it doesn't affect me directly, but why is there a shortage of Tylenol for 2-year-olds, whatever it is?
Yeah.
At the moment, what? I mean, why?
I think Tylenol is actually made right here in Oshawa, isn't it?
But I mean, for kids, the kids one, because like my granddaughter, that's why I hear about this stuff. And I picked some up a while back when there was, and it was at the pharmacy. I was and he said you can only have one. So I thought I'll pick one up while I'm here, and I gave it to him. And then they ended up just this past weekend getting sort of like my daughter-in-law's mum said someone is desperate that we know that needs to so they took one over, but to them they gave one that they had because they had 3. And I thought, but why is there a shortage of stuff like that? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, or maybe I'm just daft.
It doesn't. I mean, we're in a place now that, especially with that, and I think it is actually made locally, but the drug prices, I mean, on the back end have to be huge now, right? Like, they were already just kind of massive before we went through COVID, but things like Tylenol, I think it's produced down in or baked down in Oshawa, right?
It's all the products that you can buy off the shelf, like Tylenol, Neocitrin, like all the stuff for colds and that. That's the problem right now. It's very hard to find.
Yeah,
you go to the pharmacy and the shelf's empty, and you go, why? What's going on?
Exactly.
Everybody's buying it, right?
So on just to shift gears for a minute, because the whole political thing, let's
enough of that. Ringo, you look like you're dying to do a reading.
It's like, hang on, it's just like George said earlier. It's all about the money with sports.
Yeah,
it's all about the money with everything.
Yeah.
And to answer Ringo's thing about Trudeau, is when he started, he was worth $4 million. Do you know what he's worth today? $85 million. How does that happen? How does that happen?
Nice work.
So there you go. There's your answer right there.
Right. So who knows what's going on in the background, right? Maybe that should be somehow.
Well, it's
closer.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't like about the whole scenario. I mean, obviously he's francophone, right? To the point where it's like, show me where there was a bid for Moderna to open a plant in. Now, of course, they can open it, I guess, anywhere they want. I don't know if they're private. I don't know if they're traded. Maybe I should get my facts together before I open my mouth. But anyway, this is what do you call it?
Well, it's cheaper to run a company like that in Quebec because their hydro costs are next to nothing compared to ours in Ontario.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's a huge savings for a company. right there.
I still don't like it. Like
No.
it's about creating jobs, right? And availability and accessibility and all of that stuff. So, I have no issue with Quebec at the end of the day, but hopefully
No.
a bid for it somewhere as far as
Yeah.
location goes, right? So
Yep.
I wasn't going to, wasn't sure if we would do the tarot cards tonight, but definitely I'd be down for a reading if somebody is out there that we didn't do already. So,
all right. Well,
speak
hear
up.
that, folks? Send us a quick message and say, "Do me." That might not mean "do me." That just means it just means Ringo's going to do you.
That's right. And don't worry if you're the hanged man.
Do me. Do me.
It's okay. It's okay to.
My little light here.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. It looks like it's just
Oh.
your finger. Woo.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Oh.
And there's one where it kind of scrolls. There it is.
Yeah.
But
And for you fans that didn't see my light yet,
Oh, very nice.
look at that, eh?
Wow.
That's for my buddy Tony. Woohoo! Thanks, pal. That was a great gift.
Excellent.
Pepperoni.
Yes.
So just to emphasize what's going on here.
Someone's saying something.
My dogs are barking like crazy. Peter?
Whoa.
Right.
What was that? It sounded like a bullfrog.
I'll name that tune in one.
Man.
Okay, so yeah, you can't see it really, but in the background we've got I just changed our background. I can't get it up front, unfortunately. But to emphasize on the December 23rd, which is scrolling at the bottom.
At the bottom.
very heavy
Yep.
metal
I see that, yeah.
at the rock hall. So you might get to see some of us there on the 23rd. That sounds like a real fun thing to do just before we get into the holiday
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
break. So
We've never been together in one room at the same time.
no, and
No,
and, you know,
no kidding, eh? Isn't that crazy?
no, we haven't, because we left the reality radio studio and
Yeah. And the one time
Yep.
when I was on there, that's before I joined it on a regular basis. I don't think you were there,
Yeah.
were you, Ringo?
no.
So we've never actually
no.
all been in the same room at the same time.
No, George was with me before on reality radio,
Yeah.
and then Ringo and Terry joined me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you weren't there at all after they joined me. And like I said, then we came and did this, and you joined us.
Yeah.
And then later Derek came in. So
Yeah.
no, we've never been together physically
In the same room
same
at
room.
the same time. Yeah. We're all the same person, really. We're just different
Yeah.
aspects. We're all
Wild,
in
eh?
different dimensions.
So the 23rd is on a Friday,
Yeah.
and I'll have
Oh, how perfect is that?
well, it is. And then we've got, I think, actually, Tears of a Deity, Terry's band is playing as well. I think it's on the 23rd. Let me just check that
Oh
out.
shit, where are they playing?
They are playing at the Atria with a bunch of bands.
Okay.
Joshua.
Let me just grab that somewhere here. Yeah.
Well, for me, that's only an hour instead of 2 hours,
Well, yeah,
right?
right.
As a rock pile is a great place. It's just for me personally, it's a long ways to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're way over in the West End, but
Yeah.
carpool, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Even that, I figured if one of us has a big enough vehicle to put a couple of bodies in, maybe we do a road trip and just go together. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely. So the
So one place or the other, right? But it'd be cool.
Yeah. I've got it wrong, guys. I've got it wrong. So
Oh,
No.
shit. Oh,
Terry's gig, Tears of a Deity, Friday, November 25th
ah,
at the Atria.
Right.
damn.
Friday, November 21st.
I'm going to be in Mexico.
Super Chucker, Skeleton Lake, Threats on Tape, I believe. Threats in Type. Threats in Type. That's a cool name.
Okay.
So they're
Well, I won't be able to go to that.
they're on the
unfortunately.
25th. Yeah, and I think we're going to that. I
No,
unfortunately
you guys should. That'd be cool.
I missed the gig at the other place.
And tell them Heiko says hi. I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I'll be smashing back tequila on the 25th. That's for sure.
Heiko says hola from Mexico.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gracias. Dos tequilas, por favor.
Oh, speaking of Terry, Shauna was on here, or is on here. I'm not sure. And
What's that?
Shauna, Terry's better half.
Oh, yes. Terry's woman. Yes, Shauna.
Oh, man, she does some
She does some crazy artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, makeup art.
Yep.
Incredible. And she also just got published in a magazine.
Yeah.
So maybe I
Yeah,
don't know.
but I think she does art as well, not just the makeup, but she does art.
made some kind of a head or a bust or whatever you call it, but very cool stuff. I mean, she did Morticia, I guess, back, and she posted that, and it's incredible. Yep. So
she did some nice work.
I guess she's on one of the Tears of a Deity videos. So if anything, if that hits TikTok, it'll go viral. Because the makeup's so incredible, right? So the song's good too. But
speaking of and good makeup, you guys saw what I had on Halloween, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to plug Debbie again. Go on Facebook and look for the Blue Leopard face painting. And she does kids' birthdays, huge into that. She does adult parties, corporate parties, Christmas. She does all the fall fairs, spring fairs. So if you want a really talented face painter to come and do something for your family, your kids, whatever, look her up. Debbie at the Blue Leopard face painting. Facebook.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I see some people are still on Twitch and YouTube, so that's awesome. Thank you. But yeah, if anybody wants a quick reading, we'll probably get one in before we're done.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But what we'll do is we'll run some trailers and pump it up a bit.
So nobody's sent a message in, say do me?
No.
Do me.
No.
Okay, you can word it a little different, but you know what I mean.
We know what you mean, Michael.
You want to have a reading done.
Read my tarot cards.
For purely novelty and for fun, right?
For entertainment purposes.
Don't go separate from your spouse as a result, or
come on, maybe Melanie or Joe or Kathy or somebody wants a reading done. Like they're probably watching.
Yeah.
Send us a message.
You know what's funky about this is the counter on here is always not like I've several friends who watch this and they don't interact, and when you don't interact, it's unfortunate because we don't know you're out there, right? So that'd be kind of cool.
Creepers,
even that little we find a lot of people will just send in cheers, cheers guys. And that's great because we see your name come up, and at the end of the show we'll thank you for being a part of the show. Like, it's just go for it. I even missed my buddy down in Alabama, AJ. He used to come on a lot and chat about the space program and all that kind of stuff, and American politics, and he was a great guy to listen to. He was educated, and I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared too. Or he's not sending messages in, right?
Yeah. You know what's promising though is on the show we have let's see here. Yeah, we have 100, or sorry, we have 13. What was it now? Oh, we have 1,300 likes and 1,400 followers just on Facebook. So what's cool about that is usually you'll see a lot of likes, but people don't really stay with it and follow it.
Yeah.
Programs. So yeah, we're obviously in people's minds every week, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you could say hi, that would be cool, because randomly I'll get people saying, hey, you know what, I was watching your show and really I didn't see you on. But we're on 3 or 4 social medias anyways. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
So I wanted to say this.
Before you go a little further, George, could you do something for me?
Let me read your mind. Who needs tarot cards at times like this? Let me read your mind.
Wow, George.
I read your mind there, Heiko.
I know you sure did.
Jeez, never mind Ringo's readings.
Yeah, we got George's readings too.
I'm completely dry here. I'm just going to have to go out back and.
You go and fill that up. See, you should be like me. You should be stocked. You should have everything sitting right beside you, so you don't have to get up.
Yeah,
I know, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You're just not as dedicated to drinking as I am.
I know. All right. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is 10:49. Yes.
So did you get anybody, Ringo?
So you can't see me backside as I wander off. I'll be right back.
Melanie or Joe or anybody say, hey, yeah, do me?
Looks like Kathy wants to get rid.
No, Kathy said, not me.
Well.
And we did Keisha already.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Excuse me. And that was pretty cool when she had her reading done. I'm not going to say any details, but a lot of the stuff you said actually just happened.
Oh wow!
So, yep, it was very very cool, buddy. Really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Deanna, Neon Dreamer, who's been on, and she's done readings, and she's not doing really tarot. She uses a lot of mediums to like tools to either read people or look into she connects with the other stuff.
Yeah.
So but she's pretty amazing.
And you know what, I would love to have her back on the show again one day.
Yeah, I can talk to her about that. I mean,
talk to her, because I know stuff happened way back when we were with a different network, and whatever. It's different. It's different now.
No, it has nothing to do with that. She's quite fine with.
Thanks, Kathy. I can do that from time to time.
So
Ringo, like what are the cards you want to avoid pulling out of the pack, or is this? You know what I mean? Or did you?
Well, I don't think there's like the death card is always not the death card, but the death card's usually about renewal, right? So that's actually not. It's not what it appears.
So it's not even bad.
The devil card can be a little melancholy and negative to some degree, but again, it's I was pulling 3 cards, so we could do like 3, 5, or even 7, right? But that's a longer, more complex.
Yeah, it's a much longer reading and more complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 cards are great. 4 cards. I mean, I'm sure there are readers out there that might argue, but I mean, I don't charge for any of this stuff.
No, it's all in fun.
But yeah, so Kathy's saying, how often can your readings be done? Well, actually, I know people who
Good
will
question.
actually, well, no, there's a lot of people that are experienced with reading that will read their own cards. They'll do a self-reading every day, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what's the difference? Say you're reading my cards or Heiko cards tonight. What would be the difference, say, like from you drawing the cards on our behalf, and say if we were actually in the same room together and we drew the cards, is there a difference or does it make no difference?
I would probably not let you draw the cards because then, like, I don't. You'll see a lot of spiritualists and everything doing readings now online, and there's definitely you're able to do that quite effectively, in fact, because I was on I think it was New Year's. Deanna had a special live cast, and she was reading people and everything like that, and it's pretty amazing because her and I do have this connection, and it's pretty strong because actually Kathy was part of that as well, and so she was doling out these free readings, and not tarot readings. They were more about just kind of general reads, right?
Yeah.
And then
I got a question.
I was
okay, go ahead.
So all I did was I guess, like, because we were kind of getting hammered on the other end. So I just thought, well, like, I just joined, and I don't think she noticed I joined because there were a lot of people on that night. And I just I put my hand out and focused on it, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue, she goes, "Whoa, Ringo, I'll get to you." Right? So yeah, she's awesome. She's the real deal. I'm just a hacker at best.
I got a question for you, bud.
Yeah.
So when you do a reading, what I've seen, I'm just going to go by, let's say you now. We saw Deanna do her thing too, but you've done readings. You did one for me on the show. Oh, hey, Junior.
Hey, Junior. You're feeling better.
Yeah. And then so we have a connection, right?
Yeah.
I'm either talking to you or seeing you. You also did Keisha when you did a reading, so she was watching the show. Her stuff come up. You didn't see her, but she's still kind of around. So do you have to have a connection like that to do a reading? Or can I say to you right now, if I go, hey, why don't you do my neighbor across the street? Like, how does that work? How do you have to have a connection somehow with the person that you're doing the reading for?
Yeah, so that's a good question.
I hope you can answer that. It's something that I've thought about. I go, do you have to have, like you said, okay, a lot of people are doing online readings, right?
So you know this person pretty well then, right?
Let's say my neighbor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know my neighbor pretty good.
Okay, so without naming names.
Yeah.
Okay, just think about that person. Or a person that you're close enough to that you could validate whether the cards made sense or not.
So it could go through me. That person doesn't have to even
be... can, as long as you're, if you're
really
strong, yeah.
Okay.
Want to try it? Somebody you know really well. Or maybe you know that they're going through changes or
something. Okay, I got somebody.
Yeah?
I got somebody. I'm not going to say a name or nothing like that, but I have somebody.
Okay. So George,
I'm thinking about them right now.
All right.
I'll even write their name down.
Oh, hang on a second. I'll be mixing up the deck pretty good. So,
Holy shit. Junior's been napping.
no,
Nice to see you up, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ringo's going to do a reading, but if you want to come on for a couple of minutes at the end of the show, just let us know.
Yeah.
You're always welcome here, pal. Cheers. Cheers to naps.
I'll beat on that. 5 of them in a day. Well, yeah, I know he's going through some tough times. So.
Yeah, he's got his little battle happening, so
We're all behind
good for him.
Naps
are needed. Naps are needed, buddy.
Yeah. We'll send you some energy.
Wow, this little remote's got like pink,
Very nice.
orange, yellow. Like, it's pretty cool. Hang on.
That's great.
I want to try this here. Let's see if this works.
Your friend that did that for your birthday, I mean, what does he do? Like trophies and things like that? Is that what he does?
Yeah, he actually has his own little business. I was meaning to plug him, but I don't have the actual thing right here in front of me, so I don't want to say it wrong.
Right.
I believe it's called Sal's Wood Shop. If you go on Facebook, you can find him. And
Sal's Wood Shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this isn't wood, obviously, but he will take a cutting board, let's say. He does have sample cutting boards, and he will engrave whatever you want on them, right? Or you can bring him your cutting board, and he can engrave something on it.
Right. When you say cutting board, what does that mean for people like me who have no idea what a cutting board, or that I do my bread or my cheese on? What's a cutting board?
That's a cutting board. It's the hunk of wood that you cut stuff on with a knife so you don't ruin your counter.
Okay.
Cutting board.
Well, so it is one of them. I thought it was.
Yeah, you cut your bread, your cheese, your onions, whatever. You have a cutting board.
Your veggies, yeah.
Yeah, or you know what a charcuterie board is?
No.
Okay, it's a fancy cutting board.
Oh, okay.
It's a board. It's made out of wood, and when guests come over, you'll have your cheese, your crackers, your meats, your grapes, all that. It all goes on a piece of wood. That's a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
And you bring that out, and people snack. Right?
I got one with 2 handles on the ends.
So if you want that, let's say engraved, you want anything on it, Sal will do it for you.
Oh, so that's the engraving on the wood.
Yes.
So what about the actual plastic bit or whatever it is? The vinyl?
Yeah. This here, it's a clear plastic, right?
Yeah.
You can see there it is.
Oh, okay.
Right, and it's just plastic that's engraved with a laser, and this here is the light box, right?
Okay, so that's kind of standard. That's standard, and then he does the. So if anyone wants like awards or something or mementos, they could just do anything they want and it'll go on that stand. Yeah.
And he can engrave glass, plastic, wood, whatever you want.
Wow.
So, yeah. And you know what? Christmas is coming, so
exactly.
Right? Gifts for people.
Yeah.
Don't wait till the last minute, but if you have an idea of something you want engraved, look them up. And if you can't find them, if I said it wrong, please get back to us on the next show, or you guys get a hold of me or whatever, and I will correct it. Holy shit, there's Danny right there.
Danny,
we were talking about you earlier. I bet your ears were burning.
It was all good, Danny. It was all good.
Yeah, maybe we can read Danny after this.
Oh, Danny, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Danny, pick a card.
Hey, Danny, do you want a reading done? Send us back another message, and
Yeah.
we'll get Ringo to do a reading for you.
There you go.
Huh?
So where's Sal actually based? Is it, like, where's he work
He's
out?
in. I think I'm gonna say like North York type thing.
Oh, okay.
Like
All right. So
he's
it's pretty accessible then.
Yeah, Toronto area, right?
Yeah, North York. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
You know, and he's a great guy. He works for a giant tool and die shop, and this is something he does for himself on the side. He's bought himself a really nice piece of equipment, and he does engravings, and it's fantastic.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Okay, so do we want to do the interpretation of that reading?
Yes,
do it.
please. Let's do it.
Okay. So what I want to ask though is this person a male or female?
Female.
Okay. I would have guessed that, but I thought I would ask.
All right.
Okay.
I don't want to freak everybody out too much, but
no, it's okay, bud.
What sort of age range would this person be?
You want me to tell you that?
Roughly.
Do you even know?
Guess.
Younger than me.
Significantly or not?
That's a lot of scope then, isn't it?
No.
Weird. Everyone's younger than me.
Readings. Okay, so
even on this show.
So the first card that we draw is the High Priestess, right? So there's a lot of secretive. There's a lot of mystery around this person, and they rely on intuition and trusting in themselves, which is great.
Really?
But hang on, we're not done yet.
Wow. Okay.
Well, they trust in themselves, but they don't. They could probably do that a little bit better. Anyway, so there's the Empress, which is about. I don't know if this person, there's really the Empress can be about. It's about creation, but it's also about. Fertility and really good parenting and things like that. So it's interesting. I don't know if this is that
Ringo. Can you show us the cards so we know what they look like?
Sure. Probably can't.
That's just a white rectangle. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit, buddy! That's pretty cool so far.
And this is the Empress one.
Okay.
So the Empress, so like in this case here, I mean, again, it's not always, verbatim, but you can see there's somebody holding a baby. So sometimes that means pregnancy. But in this case, it could be a parenting thing, right?
Yes.
So, and then this third one is the Page of Pentacles.
Page of Pentacles. Okay.
Okay.
So the Page of Pentacles is really about, in this case here, is about there's something coming. Could be a new job. Could be a raise at work. Something that's going to come about that's positive. It can also mean that there's money coming. So basically the cards suggest, like, I didn't really have to guess too hard. I mean, you mentioned that person is female. The cards come up as a female. The Page of Pentacles is agnostic to that, but so yeah, that's if we pull it all together, there's that sort of mystery, and then some sort of on the parenting side, something going on with that, and then of course the Page of Pentacles, which I would say that that person, there's something good coming, right? Good news.
Excellent.
Could be money, could be a job. So
Wow.
sounds like that person needs a job.
No, I'll tell you, that person needs some good news.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
coming.
it's kind of cool that you say that because, yeah.
So
Wow, buddy.
What would the age roughly be, though?
Like,
Tell me something about the family. Is there some
like,
parenting? Sounds like this person is a parent.
yes. Do you want an actual age number?
No, I don't need it now. Now that you mentioned that, like, so that and a good parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that comes out very clearly in the Empress card. So that card can mean everything. Like it's really a creation card, and could mean someone's pregnant. In this case, I was more inclined and drawn to the parenting part of it, which is good parenting, right? So, but yeah, there's definitely something good coming their way in the form of could be employment, but there's money coming somehow. Could be a raise, could be something going on there. So what's the situation about that part of it? Does this person, are they gainfully employed or?
Oh yeah, they're employed. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And when you say money coming, I had something pop in my head. It's not a good thing, but yeah, money might be coming.
Yeah, because this could be through an inheritance as well, right? So, or something like that, but that's not really prevalent. That would be probably more the 10 of Pentacles, right? That would be more indicative of that. So we should have actually, it being somebody. Let me pull two more cards, Hike, while we're on it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's kind of difficult. It's someone who's not here, not on the show, not listening, not watching. It's someone I'm thinking about.
Okay. No, that's cool. Okay, so
and it's not George.
No. So we've got the Knight.
Unless I'm upside down, hanging by my legs, it's not me.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, the Knight.
Yeah.
The Knight of who?
Of Pentacles.
Ooh, the Pentacles keep coming up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of the 5 cards, 3 Pentacles, right? So anyway, so the Knight is actually, do you find that this person can be somewhat reliable or not?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Because it does come up as reliable. What about, it seems to be they can be, it looks like they might have an abundance of patience, although they don't always demonstrate that.
Holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh, buddy. You just nailed it on the head. I'm telling you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And they're not immune to hard work. So whatever employment they're doing or stuff that they do outside of that, they can kind of get behind it. But yeah, that really stood out about the, the patience, but not, exuding that. So then the last one is the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay.
Holy shit, really? Wow. Okay.
All right. And
4 cards, Pentacles. Wow.
3 cards.
3. Sorry. I thought it was 4. I'm getting all excited here.
Huh. So I would suspect that this person is like a family-oriented person, very domestic, probably prefers to hang out at home rather than out in like hanging out at the pubs, and I don't know that, like, you know, like I don't want to say a homebody completely, but
no, I know what you're saying,
yeah.
and absolutely,
Okay.
like holy shit, yeah.
Okay, and very resourceful. So when pushed into a corner,
Yeah, that's when the guns come out.
what's that?
That's when the guns come out.
Well, yeah, we'll react to that, but not always successful. But we'll try and do everything within our resource to kind of get through it. But unfortunately, that doesn't always work out. And that's kind of married up with the no, I would say that, you know, that's a reaction. It's not always an outward sort of expressive nature of that person.
Right.
But internally they are resourceful. They can find
Yes.
their way through complicated issues. So
yes.
So that's it. You know.
But wow, again, buddy.
One that sticks out, the biggest thing that sticks out right now, the patience, not outwardly. So I think if she has a little more patience with whatever is happening in life, there will be some, any way you cut it, there'll be some kind of monetary reward. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, could be through the employment, could be through other situations. So yeah. So
nice job, pal. You know what? That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Do you want me to do
I think I'm going to do that every week. I'm just going to volunteer people. And
What's
just,
that?
I'm just going to volunteer people and say, here, do this guy, do this one, do this. Yeah.
Let's ask Danny if he wants a quick read.
Danny, come on.
Danny, come on, buddy. You want a quick reading? Ringo's going to read your cards.
Ooh.
Don't make me come down there, bud. I'm telling you.
Danny boy.
Text him in
case. Danny boy.
I am actually going to tell this person, Ringo, to watch the show herself.
Okay. Yep.
And tell me what she thinks.
Yeah, and I mean we're doing this as you know, I want to preface it with, again, like this is fun. Don't make any rash decisions. Okay, Danny said do it. So
okay.
Danny said do it.
Yeah, Danny said do it.
All right, Danny.
Danny said do it. Sounds like a name of a band, that, doesn't it? That'd be a good name of a band. Danny said do it.
Danny said do it.
I like it.
Or it might be a name for a new porn too, right?
Wow.
Danny said do it.
Come on, we're a family show. Come on.
We are? Since when?
We're what?
We started at 9:30. We started at 9:30. Come on, it's not a family show.
I'm in the wrong place. How did I end up here?
Holy shit, George.
2.5 years, and now I find out I'm on the wrong show. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, man. You're scaring me.
Oh, did I tell you guys, one of my neighbors, right? You know how we get Amazon deliveries here all the time, right?
Yeah.
And accidentally, sometimes they get my address and some other addresses mixed up. But I got an Amazon box. And of course, I get so many of them here, I just assume it's either mine or my daughter's, or the boyfriend lives with us as well. So anyway, this one here, I looked at it and it's like, yeah, okay. I was waiting on something anyway. So I open it up. And it's a penis pump.
Wow.
So,
did you order that, Ringo, for yourself?
I didn't.
Or did?
But you know, like, I mean, So I discreetly just stuffed it in the box. And,
Oh my God! Well,
Wow.
I get like there's a subdivision next to me, and so I guess when they can't, they got a mailbox like the one I ran over
Yeah.
to your place.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice.
Yeah,
Thanks,
but
bud. You're the
sometimes
best.
my neighbor right next to us,
Mhm.
I get their mail, and I had these legal papers sitting in my truck for about 2 weeks. I
Oh.
didn't realize they weren't, because I grabbed a bunch of mail, and I never pay my bills on time, anyways. I just wait till I get them all, and sure enough,
Yeah.
there's legal documents. And I'm thinking, wow, I hope this wasn't for
Oops.
something important, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, talking about.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you. Wait till the next time I come down to your place and see what I back over.
There you go.
Oh.
You can try. This one's in there pretty good. But anyway, guys, to be fair, okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't say exactly that it was a pump. I thought that was kind of good because I always bug George about it. But it just said male enhancement, and I'm like, whoa, that's not mine.
Whoa.
That's not mine. So
What
I
do you
don't know
mean
what
bug me about it? I don't get it.
it could have been pills. It could have been whatever, right? But
Yeah, but you know what?
I've accidentally done that where I'll go too quick on an Amazon box and then find out, oh shit, that's not mine.
Yeah.
In fact, I got shipped something, and they've been known to screw up. I got one time, I forget what I ordered exactly, but they sent me baby wipes in a machine that heats them up.
Nice.
And, these
Wow.
sort of baby.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
it was addressed to me, but anyway,
you give yourself a wipe, it'll be nice and warm, and it's all good, bud.
I said, you guys got the order wrong. I never ordered any of this. And they're like, oh, well, keep it. So,
yeah.
Okay. So I guess,
but you know what's cool, though, is whether it's sex aid or this or that or whatever, at least people today can order shit privately to their own home, unless it goes to Ringo's place.
So, what's his name? Cliffy, that's on here once in a while, tells me that if you eat watermelon every day,
every day
you eat watermelon. There's what is it? Some kind of not sertraline. Anyway, there's a chemical in it that will help with male performance.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
So if you would like to keep
watermelon,
eat watermelon. Okay, Danny.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You don't need watermelon or nothing like that. You want to keep wood, popsicle sticks, and duct tape. You're good to go.
There you go.
But how much watermelon do you actually have to eat?
Yeah, there you go. Right there.
Just a slice a day isn't going to do it, is it? Because I've heard that. I've heard that.
No. Like, I think it's 6 cups actually you'd have to ingest.
Oh, Jesus. There you go.
Or anything.
Popsicle sticks and duct tape. You're good.
Apparently it's like natural Viagra, right? But
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard
all kinds of claims. I think it's 6 cups a day.
What do you mean? How can you have 6 cups of melon a day?
Well, you got to buy a watermelon every day and eat it.
Well, what
the whole thing?
And make sure it's seedless, because if you eat the seeds and you start farting, you're going to take out somebody's eye or shoot the cat or something.
Right. But you can actually, cut it open and take the chunks and throw it in a blender and make your 6 cups there, right?
Yeah, or put it in a juicer. There you go.
In a bloody blender. With a little, they say banana and apple have similar effects, but so moving right along. But you'd have to, if you want to liquefy it, you would have to put something in it, right? Yeah. Okay, Danny, are you still
okay? Ringo, it's time to do Danny.
All right,
you're going to do Danny.
Oh, I thought Danny was going to do it, but okay, let's do it.
I want to make sure Danny's on his keyboard so that he can comment.
Okay.
Yes.
This stuff.
That's it, Danny. When you hear something, throw a comment back at us.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't hold back, Dan. Don't hold back.
Oh, he won't.
Danny. Well, it's funny. We're talking about Danny, and immediately the first card that comes up is
What's that?
The Fool.
Wow, really?
Oh,
All
this
right,
is a good
drop the
thing.
mic on that one. But again, it's not. So that's
It's all right, Danny. We've all been called that. We've all been called that
I
one
don't
time or
know
another.
if I don't know if Danny's making thinking about some twists or changes in his journey, but the Fool is actually about new paths and or new adventures and beginnings, but taking chances. I mean, that's the sometimes the foolish hope. But anyway, so there's that. So he may be thinking of taking something on, hoping it'll work, and it's definitely taking some risk along with that. The next one here is actually the Page of Wands.
Ooh.
Yes. So basically, the Page of Wands would be again. These two cards are very aligned. It's like the Page of Wands is actually new project or something he might be working on that he's got an idea about, some creativity.
Oof.
So knowing Danny being a business guy, he's always got.
Yep.
When we've talked to him, he's always got cool ideas and stuff like that. But maybe the cards will tell us if he can actually execute them. The Knight of Wands. Yep, the Knight of Wands. So basically, the Knight of Wands would be he's got a bit of a free spirit type of personality, and we know Danny, and definitely that's a trait that we know and like about him. So but there's that again, that's a creativity trait that works very well with the Fool card that we about taking chances and new adventures and all of that. So now we have the Knight of Wands.
Wow. He's getting the wands. Come on, Danny, send us a comment. What do you think so far? What's going on here? What's going on in your head?
Wow.
Ooh.
So that, I mean, Knight of Wands is actually all about, again, a lusty approach to free spirit and creativity. So this is all about something new that Danny's been thinking about and maybe wants to pull the trigger on soon. So the next card is the Queen of Wands.
Wow, really? Holy shit.
So the Queen of Wands, so Danny comes off as a pretty confident person. So he's all about like self-assurance, personal confidence, and he's a little feisty at times, which that's what the Queen of Wands. So what's jumping out at me is that that confidence and sort of self-assurance, but he seems to be hesitant a little bit on his creative venture. So this is all saying that there's going to be some change going on. I'm feeling it's positive. He's in obviously a tough business. I think it has a lot to do with that. So keep your stick on the ice, my friend.
Oh yeah.
So then we have the last card, which is really again, Danny's character, right? This is about it's the strength card. So you see that person kind of climbing up that rocky hill, right?
Yep.
With the
Yep.
staff and everything.
Yep.
It's definitely, Danny's sort of MO. Definitely has a lot of self-respect and courage. And he's also, he's got his partner, which there's a pretty incredible bond there, and it's very unconditional. So I think if you're not talking with you are, whatever ideas or journey you want to go on, you're obviously talking with your wife about that. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
I would say whatever it is, go for it, man. So
what do you think, Danny? Oh, keep going. He's doing good.
He's right.
He's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Danny.
Nice job, Ringo.
I think like stuff like that, and I really get a positive vibe out of it. So whatever you're thinking, man, go at it wholeheartedly. But again, this is entertainment. We are not, we don't have any warranty on these readings. It's sort of nice though to kind of, get maybe a second opinion from the other side, I suppose. And I find with whether it be tarot cards or other mediums, as they call it, like could be runes, could be crystal ball, all kinds of that stuff. It's really a way to build the connection and walk you through. The cards are the cards, right? Like I could probably in this screen put a whole bunch of explanations for each card, but really the navigator or pilot or medium or whoever's doing these readings can kind of sew it all together. But on this show, we're not going to get too deep because there's positive and then there's negative. In Danny's case, it's very positive, Danny. So
you see that too?
Yeah.
Danny just said there's some plans in place as we speak. So
good. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I also do bar mitzvahs, so
but I know, just speaking to Danny, like his head's always going. He knows what's going on around him. He knows what the world's throwing at him, and the two of them together, like it's really cool that you mentioned his wife.
Yeah,
they are a team, and you see them together. They work together, and even when things are, what I would say, off, they're still working through it together.
Yeah,
right.
And that bond is very, very strong. So
right on, right on, buddy.
Best consultant for him. So I just wanted to say this hoodie I'm wearing. Is from a company called Abundance down here.
Okay, I see it. Yeah,
it's in Whitby, and it's down by Highway 2. Highway 2 and something. I don't know if Kathy's out there. She knows where it is, but it's pretty awesome. I got my latest tarot deck from them, and they actually have the rider deck, so it's the traditional classic one. So, but if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, those places are good. There's also a cool place, Odyssey, up on Kingston Road in Pickering.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's funny you mentioned that, because I think I told you guys this like beginning of the summer. Alana and I went for a drive up near, oh shit, Bancroft. Yeah,
Right.
up near Bancroft area. And we're
Mhm.
driving up along this highway, and she saw a little sign on the side of the road, and she said, "Oh my God, we got to stop there." And it was like a place that sells the cards and all that. It was like a Mystic something was the sign. So we
Yeah.
pulled in there, and it was just a house, a regular everyday house out in the middle of nowhere. And they had a parking lot in front of the garage door, and the garage was actually the business. And we talked to this guy, went in there, and it was like, holy crap, like a big double car garage, and the entire place was full of cards and everything you think that would go with that, right? And he was telling us he is one of the largest or biggest sellers of tarot cards in Ontario. And we just happened to stumble across this place out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah,
Well,
we went there.
people are
We
into
bought a
the
bunch of stuff and we talked to him. It was neat.
yeah. It's definitely some people. It's a hobby. It's
Yeah,
some people make a career out of it.
yeah.
But nevertheless, the cards are basically the same, but there's so many iterations of them. I'm sure you can spend
Hmm. Well,
hundreds and
see,
thousands of dollars on them.
and a funny thing happened to me. Like I have no knowledge of all this stuff, right? And this guy, he had a lot of different things in his store,
Mhm.
and it was really weird. I would I walked through and I saw something, I touched something, and then I put it down and I kept going through the store. I'm looking at this, looking at that, and I kept going back to that corner, and it was a stone, like a gem, like not
Yep.
like a ruby. It was a stone, a polished stone. And I kept going back. I think it was 3 or 4 times I went back and I picked up the stone. And I don't know what I felt, but there was something, there was a connection.
Mhm.
I can't explain it, but I kept going
Mm.
over there and picking up this bloody stone, and it was in a bin. There was a bunch of different bins with a bunch of different stones, different types. And this one in this bin, a certain shape, I kept picking it up. And my wife looked at me too, and she says, "Just get it." Like, it was a
Yep.
stone. It was a couple bucks, right? And I
Mhm.
bought this thing, and I brought it home. And it's funny because I have it in my pocket now, and I can't say it gives me comfort, but it's funny. Sometimes I will just have something go off, and I will put my hand in my pocket, and I will hold the stone for a minute or 30
Yep.
seconds,
Mhm.
and that's it. Then I carry on.
Yep.
I can't explain it, but
Well, I
it's just
mean,
it's something totally out of my realm. I don't understand, but I
you
think it's
know,
kind of cool.
is it a crystal or is it just like what kind of
No,
stone?
it's
Or-
very dark. It's almost black, and it has
Ah,
flecks. It has
oh,
flecks in it, like
yeah.
blue,
Uh-huh.
purple, and white flecks in like a black stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a weird oblong but kind of flat
It's
shape.
almost like an onyx kind of dark
Yeah,
color, right?
and
Yeah.
when you hold it in your hand, it feels comfortable, and it's like fatter on the ends and skinnier in the middle. So actually, sometimes when I pick it up, I'll take my thumb and I'll like rub it, and it just fits in my hand perfect for me to do that. It's kind of weird, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be there's a stone, it's a black crystal called an obsidian
Uh
stone.
huh. Yeah.
And obsidian stones actually are protectors. I
Yeah.
actually have a obsidian ring.
Yep.
And yeah, so yeah, you should probably, like, I don't know if you could verify if it is or not, but
Hmm.
obviously, if it's got that kind of an effect, it's a protector, right?
And
So
it's funny you say that because that's what I was told too.
yeah.
It's protective.
But it is a crystal, and you can also there are ways to recharge your crystal. In fact, that one there, if you were to take it and put it on your like windowsill at night, it will tend to kind of refresh with the like moonlight, even sunlight. But it sometimes so those stones and most crystals will also absorb negative energy, right? So even though it does some positive things, it absorbs some of the negatives. So some of them need to be recharged. You can actually buy recharge crystals that look like kind of mini mountain towers. You can get all kinds of them actually, but there's that. Plus, there's different things that you can do. I've had people have been known to actually take their stone, okay, and find a place in the yard and bury it for a period of time, and then pull it back up. Again, you're taking the stone and bringing it back to its earth, right? So there's different ways that you can do that, and if you do that, the energy quality that you'll get out of the stone will be much greater because it's connected with the earth again, right? So.
Well, I got two things to say. First, I want to look at Danny's little comment down there in Greece. And Danny, you better not fucking go to Greece because I do not want to fly all the way over there to satisfy my wife and get a hamburger.
It's a long way to go.
Just saying. Just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
End of that story.
I'm sure we'll hear more about that offline.
So. Yeah. So Ringo,
before we wrap that up, I got to do a little closing.
I'm just saying. There's a place I'm working in, and it's a really old house, and it's massive.
Okay.
It used to be an opium factory way back when.
Okay.
And the house has been around. I think it was originally built in the 1800s.
Yeah.
They had a massive fire there in 1920. And, it's so I'm in there now doing renovations, rebuilding the place for somebody because they've rented one half out that I've done already, but the other side is going to become an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, this place is so old. The windows, they're the old wooden windows with the single pane of glass in it. But when you open the window, you slide it up, and wherever you leave it, you let go, and it stays right there.
Yeah.
It does not fall back down, whatever. And what they have, I've had to take one window apart.
Yeah.
They have cable or ropes that go from the top of the window up over a pulley, and there are counterweights inside the window frame, so the window will stay wherever the hell you leave it. Right?
Yep. That's pretty cool.
So cool. Like I'm looking, it's what engineering.
Yeah.
And I've had to take the one window apart because I'm refinishing it, restaining it to match the trim in the house. So I've taken the weights out. I've taken the one window panel out, and that one window panel seals when you put it down. So now that I've taken it out, there's like the inside, whatever you want to call it, like the window ledge or whatever you put your plants on and shit. And then in behind that, where the window goes down and seals in,
right
underneath that, there's a deeper groove, and the whole groove was full of all these black polished stones all the way across from side to side.
Yeah.
And when you said protection, I went, wow.
So that's exactly what that is. It's a protection barrier that somebody made. And there was, have you looked into the history of that that place at all? Like as far as you?
A little bit. I know the guy that owns it, obviously, because I'm working for him fixing it up.
Yeah.
He's got pictures of it from the fire from way back when.
Yeah.
There is some history from the people that right up until he bought the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far back the history goes, but
Well, you might want to suggest to him as a friend to actually see if he can get that place somehow further protected in terms of having, whether it be, actually, I would probably, not just do saging around the property. You probably want to get somebody in there who can expel the negative energy out of there.
it's a really old place.
Yeah.
It's been around a long time.
But if they were going to the, if they were, there's something something not right there.
Really?
Yeah. So it might be a good idea if he's turning it into an Airbnb. Yeah, it's not positive either. It's kind of negative.
It even has, to show you how old the place is, it has a coach house that's actually part of the house.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then where the coach house is, beside that and above that is where they refine the opium. Yeah. It's quite a remarkable place.
Yeah. And it's got a lot of history, right? Like you were saying, your place and some of the experiences you guys have had, like it's not, it's not negative, right? In this case here,
no,
it feels
our,
like
our place here, it's not negative at all. There's a lot of what do you want to call it? Action, whatever. There's stuff going on here, right? But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's definitely good. But in a facility like that, especially the product that they were there's something there that involves multiple entities, I would say. So anyway, yeah, I think it would be good. I mean, people just if they believe in that negativity or otherwise, they'd be smart to get somebody over in terms of setting up some really cleansing, right? You want to.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what they want to do. Or they're gonna.
Well, there's outbuildings too, right? There's a huge barn. There was actually two barns. One was
on the job.
Coming
on the job while doing the job, not associated really with you, but has there been anything that happened on the job that was kind of negative, like an injury or near miss or anything like that?
No, nothing really negative there. It's it's kind of weird to say. I felt a lot of times like there was somebody there with me, but I know there's not. It's a giant empty building.
Yeah. No, there's probably there's at least 3 there. So which is yeah, get it cleansed.
All right.
Surprised, in fact, just watch your back, so to speak, because when you're rebuilding a building like that has a history and things attached to it, sometimes it may not agree with what you're doing. So a lot of builders that again believe that they want to rule out any bad luck at all or bad experiences will at the beginning of a build they'll get it cleansed, right? So and just be safe.
Well, you know what's funny? There was 2 giant barns there. All right, and one of them was the ones that way back in the day they had cattle in.
Yeah, and
the other one was the one they would have the equipment and everything in. Yeah. Now, the one that had the cattle in it, it started falling in on itself. Like the beam started to rot, it started to sag, and it was starting to become a hazard, let's say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what they just did like a couple months ago is they burnt it. They burnt the whole thing down because you couldn't even knock it down. They had to just burn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of weird because that was it was a very I was there for the fire. It was a very, very different fire. Um, you could take it as um, science. You could take science into the thing and say concrete and wood and this and dirt and rocks. They do this and blah blah blah. But we were standing there around there,
Well,
just
hang on. So it was the fire. Were there multiple colors in the fire?
multiple what?
Colors in the fire?
I any range from like yellow to deep red, like a normal fire. I took a lot of pictures of it because.
Now, what about while it was burning? What about unusual noise?
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to get at, the noise.
Okay, so you got that. Okay, so somehow that barn was at some point there was something very negative that happened there. In fact, to the point where while you burned it, because burning is a cleansing, okay?
Yeah.
And hang on a second, I'm just
That's cool. Yep.
So it may have had in the past, it may have actually oh man. Yeah, so let's just say it was negative, evil, if you will, and almost a portal that closed. And when you hear that, okay, now tell me what kind of sound you heard.
Explosions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not kidding you, explosions. It was loud. And what was happening was the concrete on the floor was literally exploding. There was pieces of concrete flying everywhere, and some of them right where we were standing, like really, really close. And there was one chunk I remember in particular. It was like a kind of, it had a sharp edge on it, and it was flat on one side and serrated on the other. And it was probably the size of like a big steak. And it laid in the grass, and it was laying in the grass for, I would say, well over 20 minutes. And I went over to show someone that just came, and I said, like, this exploded a while ago and almost hit Ursula, right?
Yeah.
And I went over to touch it. It was still so fucking hot. If I would have grabbed it, I would have burned my hand.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's been laying there for a long time. There's no way that should be that hot.
Yeah. I think
it was quite the fire, and a lot of shit happened in that
But in
fire.
that barn, I think the history of that barn, there was something that was happening there that was very negative.
Yeah.
I got some ideas, but I think offline though, if you give me the location and that, we can probably just try and understand some of that history back there. But
I could even take you there. I could show you the pictures of the fire. I took lots of them.
Yeah.
And whatever, yeah, it'd be fun, like.
So basically, people will like I told you, an experience I had with a Ouija board, right? And so I was told by one of my friends to burn it, and what you would find is that you would have a mix of sounds and possibly like see colors in the fire and everything. And so it wasn't
Ringo,
Yeah.
we did see colors.
Yeah.
There was one point in time, there was like an end where you could see a doorway and a window, and the door was gone, and you could look inside, and you saw like the inside of the fire. that you would
Yeah.
normally ever see. Oh, it's I'll show you the pictures. They're wild.
Yeah. I mean, you
And
probably close the gate.
we saw green flames
Mhm.
in parts of there. It was just
Yeah.
like,
So green, typically, if there's green, we kind of relate that in our world is, things like pleasant, like frogs or grass or whatever. When it's part of something like that, or your aura, if everyone has an aura, and that can be proven. We can do it on the show one time to show people how that works. But
yeah,
some mediums are very good at seeing auras, right? I
okay,
know Deanna's awesome neon dreamer. She's really good at that.
mm-hmm.
Green is not positive. Green is like full of negativity, anxiety, you name it, it's crammed in there. So if your aura is green, you want to get rid of it. In a situation like that, and a fire and all of that, there was some very negative impressions left. You might have closed a gate. I still feel that there's, it's still attached to at least three entities. So, so I think what happened in the barn is separate though from the house, right?
Okay. But see, fire's the thing there. Like, we just burnt the barn down. That was a fire. But a fire took the house as well in 1920.
Yeah, you mentioned in 1920s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fire is a big thing over there.
Yeah. And I'm more interested in the activity of what actually happened. Like, a barn's not always used as a barn, right? So something there suggests that could have been a portal, and burning it can cleanse it, but I think there's something entirely different going on with the house. So interesting.
Well, I'll take you out there one day.
Okay. And Keisha says she got a chill in the basement of that place for sure.
Yeah, she got a tour there actually, and Alana was there as well.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a really unique place. It's big, it's beautiful. It's like, even looking out the windows, it's so nice, but it's got history, right?
Yeah. You know what? Now that we're talking this through, I think the protection on the windows were to keep whatever negativity out of the house, which could have emanated right from the barn.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. Like, when I used to go out with the ghost hunting team, we were at one place and we kind of narrowed it down to, not knowing the history, we kind of narrowed it down to some pretty nefarious activity, right?
Yeah.
And what validated it was up in the attic space, seeing a meat hook there, right? And so, and doing more investigation, we found these tattered old bed sheets from, 50 years ago, still hanging up there. But then when you pull aside the bed sheet, because they were hung at the downslope of the roof, right? And it wasn't insulated up there or anything, but there was a set of stairs that went up there. But you move the sheets to look behind them, and there were all these old chalk, mostly chalk drawings on the, done by kids, obviously, right?
Wow, really?
So we figured out it was a foster home at one point, and the people that were fostering the male was some sort of an authority figure. And this is back when GM had just kind of set up shop here, right? That's how far back it was.
Wow.
About 100 years ago.
That's crazy.
Less than that. And and then what was interesting was, because we had some psychics on board, and I would actually go out and do my own, like, any sort of things I would kind of pick up, I'd put in an envelope, right? And I asked all the psychics to do the same. We sent psychics out on separate tours, because they would feed off each other. So if somebody said, "Oh, hey, I feel this," then of course the other psychic would feel the same thing, or they would build on that, sometimes illusion, right? And,
right.
So I would put all my notes in an envelope, but at the end of the day, it was very negative. It was very so we kind of built this sort of storyline that the husband was very abusive. So there's definitely something going on, abusing kids and stuff like it, which is horrible. But and the wife was very distraught.
Yeah.
And she hung herself in the bedroom, and we actually
Oh fuck.
found where that happened under the
Yeah.
plastic. We could see where it was all damaged. So, but it's amazing because if you do enough investigating, these stories kind of, evolve. And the tough part is being able to validate or quantify them, right? So I was actually on the debunk team, right? So I had
Yeah.
vision cameras and all that. But anyway,
That's
my point
cool.
is, houses have serious history.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've probably latched onto one, but keep that in mind. I don't know if you're making a note about that, or Keisha, if I think that protection wall around, like, usually that's done around windows and doors. So anything that would be a let's say an entrance or something. So it was done to keep things out, not in.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the three entities are involved with the house, not directly with the barn. And
Well,
whatever happened in the barn was whatever it was emanating was. They were afraid that would cross into the house.
okay. I'm gonna have to take you there soon because they are having a company come in and replace all the windows.
Mm-hmm.
So all that shit's gonna disappear, right?
Yeah.
But right now, like, I have keys to the place. We can go through the basement and go through that whole side of the house. I can show you the barns, the everything.
I think
it's a really neat place.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see what you think.
Yeah. Well, I definitely could. I'd have to think about it because I don't know if I'd want to. Honestly, that's probably somebody that needs to be a higher pay grade than I am, because that energy is still there. So I think it would be wise to definitely get a medium or
well, you know what? It might be an opportunity where we could do like what the Ghost Adventure guys do. We could go in there at night and hang out. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a possibility as well. But I think there's I think the energy is very strong there. It still is. Yeah. So, just before we wrap up, because I don't want to forget. So,
okay.
To close off the tarot session, we just like to thank that, the higher energy that helped guide us through this. And
yes,
we have the utmost respect and regard for that. And we leave the session with positive thoughts, positive energy, and positive moving forward. So
absolutely. So do you guys got any last little plugs you want to throw out there before we go?
Yeah, we're into overtime here. So
I'm gonna say, guys,
we still have a few people, so that's great.
It's all good. It's great.
It is. It is. But all good things have to come to an end.
Well, sometimes you get those shows where it just flows, it goes, and people are into it, right?
Well, it's an interesting topic. So if you guys are still listening out there, there's actually quite a few of you still on. If you haven't fallen asleep, shout out to some friends. Try and get them on here, and we can
Yeah.
we can do these novelty readings.
Well, and I'm going to throw this out to you right now. Ringo, if you're into it, if you want to get in contact with some other people and they're into it, we could go there and do like you used to do, or do like the Ghost Adventure guys do. We could spend the night there. All I have to do is ask the owner, who lives right here, and say, he'd probably look at me and go, "You're nuts," but sure.
No, it would be
right? We could do something like that, and we can record it, and we can. If you're into it, let me know. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like that myself. I've experienced my own things in my own home, and here and there throughout my life, but I'm very open-minded, so
yeah,
I'd be there with you if at all you guys want to do that kind of stuff.
Sure. Hey, Danny, thanks for joining. Hopefully that reading gave you some inspiration to.
Good night, buddy.
We don't guarantee. All right.
We'll have to have a group get together at your place one day too, and have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Like I said, I go down there and we talk for hours. It's like you just go down to visit, but yeah, wonderful people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to thank, Derek, who started on the show with us, and now he's gone.
Well, Derek will be dead.
Poor Derek with the shitty internet.
Disappearing Derek, yeah.
Yeah, there we go, DD. He's our DD. Disappearing Derek. And I do again want to do the shout out for the Rock Pile. December 23rd, they're going to have a very metal Christmas. And they have a band out there, Cowboys from Hell, which is a Pantera tribute band. And then Desolate Page, Gin Arcana, and Gubble. And they're going to have a 50-50 draw. Clothing drive, and what else was there? Was a couple other things too, right?
There's raffle tickets for the Leafs game on April the 2nd.
That's right, for the Leafs game. So
the raffling a mini keg as well.
Yeah, we're going to mention this on our show right until the time comes, and if you guys want to do something right before Christmas, there's a place to go.
So the clothing drive, what would that involve for anyone that's interested?
I believe that's just in bringing in good, like lightly used articles of clothing for people that need them, right?
Okay.
And I'm thinking it's December, so sweaters, coats, hats, gloves, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yes, Danny, my birthday dinner went well. The only thing is, I missed you guys not being there, but I understand. So we're all going to get together sometime soon. And what I told Danny, guys, is I said, yeah. Alana said, where do you want to go for dinner? I said, Danny's. So I was going to invite everyone to go there for dinner. We would have filled his entire restaurant, but it was just too far for some people to travel. So I'm hoping to do that on a smaller scale, get all us guys together and some friends and shit. And we're just going to go out there and spend an evening there. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So George, in your notes of notes,
yes,
we
sir.
keep track of people doing readings.
Yeah.
And maybe we could not rank them, but just maybe keep tabs on whether or not the accuracy was close, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll hear from Danny, and I will be in touch with the person I had thought of earlier tonight.
Yeah.
And get her to watch the show, and I'm going to get some feedback.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, guys, it's been a great show. We did overtime today, but hey, sometimes you got to do it for your fans, right? I also want to thank Melanie, Joe, Kathy, Susan, Derek, Keisha, Junior, and Danny for being a part of our show tonight. It was fantastic having you guys on. And talk to your friends, talk to your loved ones, talk to anybody who gives a damn, and show up here again and listen to us next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. Everybody, have a great week. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Talk to you soon. Actually, talk to you a week from now.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show family.
You know what's funny? George from the Atomic Ballroom and Heikadelic Show told me that if I wore headphones and a microphone, he'd teach me how to be a DJ in space. Well, I'm already up here, so where are you, George?